welcome back to Inspired Minds 360 Podcast.
Dorkman.
And that's what Christmas is all about.
You hear that, boy? That's what Christmas is all about.
Actually, Granddad, Christmas is a pagan holiday. And Jesus probably hates you for celebrating it.
There ain't gonna be no Scrooges in this house, boy.
Look, Granddad, it's clear from the scripture that Jesus was not born in winter. The shepherds who saw the angels announcing his birth would not have been out in their fields in December. The Palestinian winters are too cold, if you believe in that sort of thing. The truth is, Christmas evolved from the Roman holiday Saturnalia, a winter festival where men gave gifts to each other. They also would get drunk, have sex with each other, and beat their wives. People would act so crazy on Christmas, the holiday was outlawed by the Protestant church until the 1800s.
How do you feel about what y'all just saw? Because we want to touch on that. And we are not here first and foremost to disrespect anyone and their belief. Let's just get that clear. But we do want to bring and educate to our people or to anyone who checks out our podcast, because we are here to educate and also provide a bit of entertainment. That was a clip that you've seen from the Boondocks, for y'all who ever watched the Boondocks. And
if you haven't seen it, that is one of the most controversial cartoons ever made. One of them. Some it gets worse, but one of them.
Right.
That's one of the more tasteful ones from the ones I've seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying my point is that I think people need to wake up, and we are trying to help people wake up as well with some of the stuff that we put on our podcast, and that was one of the things that we wanted to share. The origin of Christmas, and the fact that if you decide that you still want to celebrate Christmas, so be it. But we just wanted to bring that to our viewers so that you can see for yourself, what the origin is, or what the origin was, and how it got flipped and twisted, so that we could celebrate this thing called Christmas. How do you feel about that?
I still say you guys need to look it up for yourselves, because there's quite a few different origin stories. Like you have, as they explained in the Boondocks, what was going on in there. You also have that it's a traditional ritualistic holiday called Saturnalia that was actually practiced by the people of those days when they came around, where people would run butt naked through the streets and have orgies and things like that. And then
hold on, slow that down for our viewers real quick. I don't think they caught that one. What would they do again? Say that one more time for me, please. I didn't catch that.
They would walk through the streets butt naked.
Right.
And then they would have male-driven orgies with each other, and then they would beat their women. Mm-hmm. It's called Saturnalia. They would
Saturnalia, right?
Yeah, but it was frowned upon by society, and a lot of people did not accept it, and so the Catholic Church, I believe it was the Catholic Church, who was like, oh, well, we don't want to give this up, so what are we gonna do? You gotta make it to where everybody wants to accept it, and since everybody, loves Jesus, let's just say he was born that day. And here we go.
Which is a lie.
Christmas.
I'm going to say that on our podcast. That's a lie. Jesus was not born on the 25th of December.
He wasn't even born in winter. That's
all right. So let's clear that right now.
And the other thing is, if you actually break down Christmas, it's actually Christ's Mass. Okay. Mass actually has to do with death, so it's celebrating the death of Christ, not the birth of Christ, which is another thing you can actually go ahead and look up for yourself.
Ah, okay. So now that you explain that to our viewers, do you feel as though the knowledge that they have now about Christmas, do you think that people who still decide to go ahead and say to themselves, well, I want to go ahead and still celebrate Christmas and not have it where I'm incorporating Jesus or I'm incorporating Santa, XYZ, what do you say to those viewers?
Don't call it Christmas, because that's, you're not... You can't say, hey, I don't celebrate Valentine's Day, but I still do all the things that Valentine's Day includes. Like, you may as well just go ahead and say, yeah, I still celebrate Valentine's. It's like those churches that try to get it away from Halloween, right? Oh, we don't want our members celebrating Halloween and going out and trick-or-treating and dressing up, so we pass out candy to the kids here. You're still celebrating Halloween. I hate to break it to you. I don't care how you do it in your church. if you're passing out candy to the children
Right.
around the same time,
You're still
on the
participating in
you're
the.
still participating in the whole ritual. Like, it's not, you're not separating yourself from it at all. You may as well just go ahead and say that you're still celebrating it. You just have to be, now that you know, you're now held accountable for, whatever it is. But, you can go and do whatever it is that you want to do. You separate yourself from it. You want to keep on doing it because you like the trees sitting in your house, which is odd, and trees and stuff growing in there. But I like plants, so I guess it's not that strange. I don't know.
And again, Inspired Minds family, we are not in any way, shape, or form attacking anybody that likes to celebrate Christmas.
You celebrate what you want.
Exactly. We just wanted to bring you the information so that you could see for yourself, or you could do further research. Right?
Yeah, do your research. Look, you celebrate whatever it is that you want to celebrate. The only thing that we're giving out is information, and information is always free. If you believe it, cool. You can go ahead and do more research on it, figure it out, try to figure out what you're going to do. Like, for example, I don't celebrate Mother's Day or Father's Day either.
Right.
But I celebrate and I honor my parents. So even if it's not that day, or maybe not even around that time or whatever, every once in a while I might just send a random cash app to my parents, tag Ephesians 6:1, and honor thy mother and thy father. That's what I do. I don't do
I like that. Did you hear that? That was different. I mean, that's something that's unique. You might send your parents some money and tag a scripture from the Bible. I like that. That's something that I need to adopt, because we have this belief that, again, these holidays that come around, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, all of these different holidays, so to speak, are the only times that we should show love, or we should show gratitude, XYZ, and that's foolishness.
You have all year,
right,
to give somebody their flowers. It doesn't have to wait for a particular day. Like, hey, I thought about you yesterday and I appreciated you, so I wanted to get you this bouquet of flowers. Thank you, Mom.
Right.
But
in addition, we do know that these holidays are also meant to, or are created for financial gain. Most of these holidays are meant for you to go out and spend money.
That's part
Think
of
about it. I don't care if it's Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas. What are you doing? You're spending money at the end of the day. You're going out there spending money on
that
things
you don't have.
Well, some of you, but you're spending money.
Not everybody.
You're spending money, and that shouldn't be the only time, like you said, at the of the year where you decide to show gratitude or love toward a loved one at the end of the day. So
and it doesn't even have to be like it. You guys, it doesn't have to be monetary. It doesn't even have to be a big gift or whatever. There was a time I was just making my dad cards. Hey, I appreciate you for, and this is my stepdad. He raised me, but he's my stepdad. Hey, thank you for taking care of me. I know I'm not yours by blood, but I don't feel any different. You did for me. I really appreciate that you actually stepped up and you took me in. A lot of people don't do that. You didn't have to, but I really do appreciate it. I appreciate how you take care of my mother. It doesn't have to be something huge. My dad has a whole bunch of cards that he just holds on to, poorly drawn, by the way. He won't let me redo it.
Right.
But, it's just something nice that you can actually do. It doesn't have to be monetary. It could be something that you made, or, hey, I got you the Snickers while I was out. I just thought about you. Unless they just a mean-spirited individual, they appreciate that Snickers.
Right.
At the end of the day, you have a sweet tooth and somebody bought you a Snickers, you really appreciate that Snickers.
Right.
So it's just one of those things. You don't have to go out. And this is more, not only is it a monetary thing, but it's a ritualistic thing. Like, they wouldn't put these numbers out, but if you go and you actually take a look around Christmas, Halloween, and all these other holidays, kids and pets happen to go missing. At large. Everywhere.
Kids and pets going missing on those days.
Yeah, they go missing. People lose their pets and kids around those
Inspired
times.
Minds family, again, y'all are hearing information that, y'all may need to take heed to, because it's serious. It's not all about fun and games and, just celebrating holidays.
And then we forget that, I remember years ago, we stopped trick-or-treating over at other people's house because people were putting razor blades and drugs in the candy. Did we forget that? Those numbers, that was a thing on the news for a while, and all of a sudden it just kind of disappeared. I don't think that stopped, because there are still people out there who are sick and don't like kids. Like, that's not. I don't think that those numbers ever just stopped.
Right.
I think that awareness was brought to it, and maybe it went down a little bit. But there are still those people that actually do that.
Right.
Why isn't it reported on? Like, go look it up.
Right.
Go find those numbers, statistics.
I'm glad that you're bringing this to the light. I'm glad you're talking about this, because we are not, again, just attacking Christmas, but incorporating the other so-called holidays and their origin. Because many of us are out here celebrating things that we have no idea what the origin is.
For a long time, I would go to church because we were some church-going people. And we would go for Easter Sunday, get a new outfit, and we would go and celebrate Easter or whatever. Now, there's some dark things about Easter that people would actually know. One, it's not about, Jesus coming back after the third day. That's not what Easter is. That's.
And it damn sure it's not about finding no hidden egg in an Easter egg hunt.
No, it's not.
It's definitely not about that.
Yeah, it's actually to celebrate Ishtar.
Okay, stop right there. Ishtar, for those who don't know who Ishtar is, please take it away and explain to them.
Some lady who claims she's a goddess. Ishtar, first of all, is a demon. But some lady who claimed that she was a goddess back when Nimrod's mother who married him.
And this is all in the Bible.
It is. She, I want to make sure I get it right.
Okay, go ahead.
She told the people that she hatched from an egg. And she came from the moon. So she came down from the moon and hatched from the egg, and she was a goddess.
And this is Ishtar talking about?
Yes.
Okay,
so this
go ahead.
is it. Well, what was her name? Not Semiramis. But, yeah, this lady, all right, pretty much deified herself and made herself as a goddess among the people. And they just kind of took that story and was like, yeah, that checks out. Like, they just went ahead and just took that story and went along with it because of what was actually going on. But their belief systems at that time, they were polytheistic. They believed in all that stuff. So, but then there's also the thing of the egg actually dipping the egg or painting the egg is actually symbolism of painting the egg with children's blood. Like, it's a thing. Like, people were sacrificing their kids to the god Molech. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot happening.
And mind you, this is stuff that we talk about and we do research about as well. So we're not just, flying off the handle, just talking about this stuff to you guys.
Now, some of the details might be fuzzy. Look it up.
Exactly. Do your own research.
Look it up yourself. You'll find it's right there. It's in there. Even if I'm not like nail on the head or whatever, just if you look it up, you're gonna find it out. Look up Ishtar, Ishtar. Look it up.
Very interesting
Molech,
stuff.
Moloch or Lech. Mollech. Molech. If nothing else, you at least get to go ahead and look it up. Just check it out.
You see, I think some of us sometimes, like I said, we're so blind, and the word ignorance is bliss is so true. Because why? My father always would say sometimes that you could bring the truth to someone right in front of them and they will not accept it.
Yeah.
And that's many of us out here. We have truth right in front of us at our fingertips, and we choose not to believe it, or we choose not to accept it, which is a level of ignorance. Not meaning stupid, just meaning lack of knowledge. Mm-hmm. So many of us out here lack knowledge and are ignorant, and we choose to be ignorant because it's comfortable. It's comfortable to continue the norms and the practices of our family or tradition, so to speak. Because why? We've been doing it for so many years. It feels good to do it. But the moment that you bring change and awareness to some people, or you rock the boat, it stirs up a different kind of emotion. That's kind of like the Matrix. That's pretty much what the Matrix was about. That movie, The Matrix. It was talking about the people that were sleepers, and making them aware. But if you notice in The Matrix, for those of you who ever watched The Matrix or like The Matrix or whatever case may be, at one point in time, they were saying that you cannot free every mind. You can't free every mind because it is dangerous to try and free every mind, because every mind is not ready to be freed.
No, it's like telling somebody that your entire life is a lie. Pretty much, it's like, hey, everybody lied to you, and now you have to figure out why they lied to you. And the deeper you dig, the more disturbing and depressing it actually gets. Like, you start to wake up to some things, and you're like, this is what I've been doing this whole time. Like, I'm not celebrating the birth of Jesus. I'm actually celebrating that he died. Like, that's messed up. Or you find out some of the things that you actually do that are traditions, you know, and you have whatever your belief system is, you figure out exactly what it is, and you're like, I would never do this had I known this. You know, you're doing things that you never in your right mind would do, right. But you're doing it thinking that it's something else. And, you know, it's not necessarily your fault you were taught wrong, but for me personally, I can't unsee what I've seen. I can't go back and unlearn the truth. Now that I know about it, I refuse to go back. Like, and people will ask me all the time, well, you know, you don't celebrate Christmas. What about your kids? They're going to see everybody. I don't care. They're not celebrating it either. Straight face. I'm not doing it. I don't care. It's if they choose to do it after they get out of the house, that's on them. But they're going to know the truth before they leave. And if they choose to ignore it, that's on them. I've done my part. But as long as I know what I know, I can't go back and act like I don't know what I know.
Right. And that's real talk at the end of the day. And you have people, I think, who are even more so than ever now becoming more aware of the truth about certain things. And I think they're taking a certain stance or a certain position as far as saying, well, you know what, like you said, now that I know the truth, I can't go back to what I was doing before. And
some people can.
Right, some
I'm
can,
not
right?
one of them people.
Right, some can.
You can pretend like, oh, well, maybe it wasn't this, maybe it's just this. Nah. Because even if you don't 100% believe it, there's that little piece of you, it's like on the off chance that it is true, though.
Right.
Maybe I should watch it a little bit more, or maybe I should study it a little bit, or look a little bit deeper into it, because you'll find some things that you just didn't know. You have no idea. And when you do find out, it's just like, I can't believe this is what I've been doing this entire time. So It's just, you know, just always go and double check it yourself. Always do it. Trust, but verify. You can trust everything I say, but I strongly encourage you to verify it. Because what if I'm not in my right mind one day? I might tell you some stuff and you might be like, oh yeah, I'm taking that. And then you find out it's a lie.
Right.
So make sure you go back and you verify it.
Okay. Well, Inspired Minds family, there you'll have it again. This episode was us bringing a little bit of truth to you, hopefully. Again, we wish all of you a wonderful season, you know. Season's greetings.
Oh, man. And happy cold winters and long cold days.
And I just want to give a shout out to my Kwanzaa family. Anybody celebrating Kwanzaa, just want to give you all a shout out. Happy Kwanzaa to you. We're going to sign off on this episode. We thank you all for viewing. Please like, subscribe, and share. It is free. We'll catch you all in the next episode of Inspired Minds 360. We'll see you all later. All right.